Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Wear a condom? We're in Fayetteville. No one gets STDs here.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of the Smoke Pit.
Hey, everybody. Happy hump day.
The Trace. Yep. Well, right now I'm very happy because I can see me.
Yes.
I can see you.
Yes. I can see you and I can see me.
I can see and hear you.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks as though we are going out on the stream. So
Woo!
we're not having anybody message in no audio. So that's good.
Lucky number 3.
Yep. Third time's a charm. Oh, don't worry. We still have breaks and everything like that and everything.
We've got time for the gremlins.
Oh, yeah. So I want to say, hey, we can do this right away. We got Captain Wayne hanging out, eating some fucking hamburger helper. We got Michael Carasquillo. Got Bob Buelo. I don't know. We got Sports Bar hanging out. We got all kinds of people hanging out. Fuck yeah, dude. James Prant.
I'd love to see John Cena. Thank you very much.
Right. Keith Barlow's here. Hey, he hangs out from time to time.
I like Keith. I saw him on Friday when I was hanging out with Cause.
Did you? Nice. That sounds fun.
Yeah, he was in there chilling with us on Friday. It was a good time.
That's a good time. That does sound like a good time.
We had gremlins on Friday.
Of course. You know what? It's kind of... we have enough stuff that we shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, we have good stuff. Like, we've got good mics, good cameras, good mixers, good equipment. We got all the good stuff. And
sometimes it's beyond our control.
Maybe.
I don't think it was user error on Friday.
Probably not. Kaz has been doing this for a hot minute. Kaz has been doing this for a minute. So
for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, welcome to Smoke Pit, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, this is a good time. Fair warning. I'm gonna give an alibi right away. I feel like 10 pounds of crushed dog shit tonight. So if I sound weird or don't sound as funny, or I'm not like, ooh, that's why. So there's a little bit of...
You got the ickies.
I do. I got the ick. And I thought I was missing it, but that's whatever. When I get done, I'll not touch my microphone. I'm new at this. But I'll get it to where it cleans up and stuff.
Lordy be.
I have I'm going to give them a shout out right now. They reached out to me earlier to be on, let me get it right. I don't want to fuck this up because these guys invited me to be on their podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm going to record it tomorrow. And I want to make sure it's called Gunner Main Radio. So, they're kind of starting out. They're awesome. I listened to they had a couple shows on Spotify. They're only on Spotify right now, but go give a listen. It reminds me why I started doing this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like those guys they're dealing with some shit, sounds like, and their buddies are going through some problems, and they lost buddies downrange, and so I know for me this is a way that I help cope with that. My real job, I help veterans get jobs, and that helps me cope with some of my stuff. So whenever I can give back, I love the chance to do that, and I really appreciate them asking me to come on. So what I'll do is I'll record with them. They only record and then upload podcasts. They don't do live like we do. But when that comes live, I'll share it on the Smoke Pit and the WTF Nation radio page. I'll get it to those guys so they can, disseminate it and give them a listen. They just talking to them in the DMs, all the stuff. They sound like really good guys. A couple artillerymen. So they're crazy.
Oh.
Yep.
I was with artillery for a little while in Oklahoma.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Them old I mean, once if they can hear you, they're dangerous.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
part.
yeah. Most of them can't. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's basically a screaming match.
What's that? No,
My old commander. Yeah, yeah, right.
it's not just them.
Excuse me? What? Huh? What?
It's not just
No,
them.
no. It's across the board.
It's across the board.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Helicopters are loud.
I'm
Tanks
deaf.
are loud.
Everything's
Pizza
loud.
delivery service. Captain Wayne, did you see that? The Ukrainian drones. Like, obviously they're dropping grenades and shit, but they had one. The guy was dropping like, it looked like thermoses of soup, hot soup to guys in the thing. So,
Well,
oh, I'm echoing. Of course I
Uh-oh.
am. Why would I not?
there's our gremlin. We
There's
knew
our
it'd show up
gremlin.
eventually.
Yep. Mm. Oh, I turned it down a little bit. See if that helps.
If everything's going right, something's wrong
Yep. Of course
for
it is.
sure.
And this is going to be the one where I have to dig through everything because something's running through twice. Oh, it's gone now. All right. Yeah, I just had to turn my mic down a little bit then. Awesome. Cool.
Woohoo.
So anyway, I shared some stuff on the page this week.
Yes.
And I want to. It made me think of some stories, so that I chuckled at it. And I was in a work meeting, so it probably wasn't the most appropriate time for me to go through Facebook anyway. But I had to share it. And it basically asked, it was a meme because I love memes, and it was
You do.
it was the little sock puppet guy, and he, talking about all the classified material found in Biden's house, and thinking about all the shit in his foot lockers and tough boxes that he's got from his deployment in 2012, and made me think of some stuff. Because I don't know. I don't know if you can look. Everyone can see my camera. Obviously, I have an old IBA and old helmet on my little stand. So
Was that tactically acquired or was that paid for because it never made it to CIF?
I think the helmet was actually paid for.
Because I know I have some things that have been put into the Army's relocation program.
I had to pay for a couple things. I did.
But
when got out.
but I also had to pay for a couple things.
Right, because
then I found them later.
Right. Well, I was in the Wounded Warrior program. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, they took all my stuff to CIF when they sent me to get my surgeries and stuff. Right. So I wasn't there to turn my stuff in and clear my hand receipts. So some of that stuff, like I got a sleep system that I had to pay for. I found like a random duffel bag. Like they're like, "Hey Ford, here's your shit." I'm like, "Oh, tight." And then there was some stuff in it, obviously that I ended up paying for, but it's whatever. Like,
yeah.
They took it out of my retirement, like $50 a month for 1,000 years or some shit. So anyway, that's that they did that. So I think the helmet I did pay for actually. Goggles, no. The night vision mount, no, obviously. So, and the IBA, that's the old style IBA. So they didn't really give a shit if they got it back. They're like, we don't give a fuck, just whatever. You know what I mean? It wasn't the new with the parachute straps or whatever in it. So they didn't really give a shit if I took it. But I mean, I know guys that got, and I'm not naming names. And honestly, it's been 10 years, 14 years, right? 2008. I'm not mathing tonight. Is that 15 years? Holy shit.
Well, I got out December of 09, so I'm this December I'll be hitting 13.
Yeah. So 14 years.
So you're 14, yeah.
So yeah. So those guys, I mean, there's guys that they had whole fucking things full of magazines, and one of the guys tried we were going through customs to fly home. And we had our 30 rounds of force protection ammo, whatever. And then we had somebody put a 30-round mag full in my bag. Because they were like, I had some room in my bag, and they're like, hey, can you throw this shit in your bag? I said, yeah, I don't give a fuck, dude. Whatever, throw it in there. Give it up when we get home.
Nice.
And he just threw it. He had a bunch of fucking shit like in this bag. He just threw it in one of my B bags or some shit. And
oh my goodness.
And this going through the thing, and they're like, hey, who's on radar? And I was like, yeah, Cody remembers this. And I was like, what's up? And they're like, their guy was giving me the fucking the business, man. It was like, do you want to go to jail? Do you want to fucking suck my dick? Do you want to blah, blah, blah? And I was like, whoa, fucking whoa, dude. And they're like, or you can throw that magazine in the amnesty box. I'm like, fucking sold. Yeah.
Yeah. Amnesty
Fucking-
box. Those are great.
Yeah, and back in that time, what was it? What was 30 rounds of 5.56 ammo cheaper than dirt? Like $3. You know what I mean?
Probably.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking prison over $3 worth of bullets. Bye, see ya. So I did have a fuck ton of 203 rounds that I had to put in the amnesty box, though, because I couldn't figure out how to get those home. Okay, funny story.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so same dude, right? So you flown back from overseas, you dump all your shit, right?
Yeah.
Dump all your shit, and the dude goes through it. He's going through my duffel bag. He's going through my rucksack. He's going through my carry on, and goes through all my shit. He's like, "Hey, you're good to go." I said, "Tight." So I turn around the corner, and you go through TSA screening, right? You put your duffel bags and shit and your rucksacks on the truck, and then you go through TSA screening. So you got your carry on, which was my assault pack, and my rifle, right? And yeah, Cody, they got to Cody's knife. They took, I had 3 coffee monsters in the thing, right?
Mhm.
Well, they freaked out of these coffee monsters. So they took all 3 coffee monsters. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I have an M4 with a 203 and 30 rounds of ammo.
And
Like,
y'all are worried about my monsters?
You guys are worried about my fucking monsters. Secondly, I'm going home after being gone for a year. Think I'm going to blow this fucking plane up? No. I'm going to blow you up to get to the fucking plane. And so...
Right.
So this bitch she's going nuts at me. And I was like, fine, fucking take him. I don't give a shit. And then you walk around the corner and you sit in little tents and wait for your van, right? Or your bus.
Yeah.
Well, on that wall back there, if you can see them, all those cans, those are Haji cans.
Yeah.
They're Haji cans. So they're like, they're Fanta and Pepsi and Coke and all this other shit, right? And it says in English on one side and Haji on the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I took as many as I could fit in that fucking bag. I was like, fuck this place. And, a couple years ago, my buddy Mark, he was living with me, and we got drunk, and we're like, we should make rum and cokes out of like an Iraq Coke that'd been in the can for like fucking 10 years. It's a horrible idea. Don't ever do that.
I still have 2 Cokes, and I still have a pack of cigarettes from Egypt.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, okay.
I'll have to find them. They're in a box over here.
So I
in my
can
room with my
perfectly
stuff.
describe how my throat feels right now. Speaking
Like
of
you
smoke,
just smoked a pack of Egyptian smoke.
I just smoked a pack of fucking like Miami's. Or
No.
those, what were those other ones that were the premiers or some shit? They were in the silver pack.
Or what
the
are the
Marlboros.
spirits?
The Marlboros that were in the fucking they're like in a giant box. That was the carton, and they were like $5 a carton, and 3 dregs, and it was gone. So you're sitting on an IED and fucking somewhere in some shithole fucking Aspens, yeah, Cody. Then you fucking you're in a gunner's turret smoking a pack of cigarettes because you're bored as fuck, waiting for EOD to show up. That's how my throat feels right now.
That's
Yep.
no fun. That's
Yeah.
bad.
And then add
Sounds
that.
like you gargled with kitty litter.
Yes. Remember,
Ugh.
Cody will remember. I don't. It was on.
You taste
Cody might remember.
like you just drank a 10-year-old can of Coke flavored camel piss.
That might actually be refreshing compared to what I got going on. Cody, what was the name of that? That was that the Widowmaker, where that they were burning the garbage and it just smelled like fucking. It just took the wind out of you. I think that was the Widowmaker interchange. I don't know. You drove high
That
as
sounds
fuck.
like so much fun.
Oh, we fucking sat there one night. This isn't OPSEC anymore. This has been a long time. We sat there one night. There was Abrams. I got hit with an EFP, and we had to sit. The bridge right before it. That's right. And but we were sitting there, and it was right on the walls with Solder City.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to piss, so I get out, and I was in an ASV, an M1117, and so I had to. It has like a. We're giving them to Ukraine. I might actually have a picture of one. No, I don't have one. But anyway, they you get out the gunner's hatch on top, and I'm standing on top, no helmet. I don't even think I was wearing body armor. Definitely not a rifle. Taking a piss, and Mark, my buddy Mark, drives by. They were the kind of running up and down the convoy, and he's fucking shining his spotlight at me as I'm taking a piss. I'm just fucking waving. Yeah, we got presidents with nuclear secrets in their garage. We're way past OPSEC. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we may have gone a little past OPSEC.
You know, it's fine. It really, if they can figure out exactly where I was at when I was at the type of EFP that killed on Abrams, whatever. They'll figure it out anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was.
Hey, if somebody that important worried about OPSEC is listening to us right now, hi,
Well,
how you
here's
doing?
the thing though, because okay, hold up.
You don't want to come in my garage.
Well, we're gonna do it. But like, so I don't know. I'm
Not
looking.
really.
I'm thinking, like, okay, so like I brought home these camels that were made of camel leather. They sold in the bazaar. We never figured out what camels were for, right? But in the bazaar, they had these little fucking camels that were made out of camel leather. That's the only thing I ever found they did with camels, other than walk behind them. So
I get to ride on. Well, no, I didn't ride on one.
And
we
what
got
they,
to pet
charge you for that experience?
Oh, I didn't get to ride on it. They tried to, however, when I took a picture of it,
Right.
they tried to like make me give them money.
Of course they did.
But like I was on this side of a fence in Cairo, and they were on the other side, and I was like, oh, how you gonna get me? How you gonna come get that money from me?
Right. Fuck those guys. I heard Osama is really a janitor in the basement of the Pentagon now. Fucking probably. That would not surprise me in the least bit. Nothing surprises me anymore. Camel races are a thing, huh?
Yeah, I've heard camel
that.
races are a thing. But then again, wiener dog races are a thing in Texas.
Wiener dog races are a thing here.
Really?
Yes.
They have one here in my hometown.
Do they do it for
it's
Oktoberfest?
very German. They do it well around that time because we have a big German festival here in November.
Yes.
But they do. They have this big Datsun run, and it's like a big deal.
Yep. Fuck yeah. They do that shit all the time, dude. Fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't ever see, because we were busy. Like, not to be shitty, but we were kind of busy.
Well, yeah, I
would
imagine y'all were
we
kinda
would
busy.
we would run missions. We would get we would go. We were convoy escort just on Tampa, basically. And so we would do a day up, day back. I'd go to the chow hall. I'd eat dinner. I'd shit my pants. And then I'd fucking take my laundry in. And then I'd go get it. And then I'd go back to Baghdad and just do it again and again and again. That's what we did.
Mm-hmm.
So camel raping.
So you didn't have...
Camel raping, dude. If you're taller than I am, I'm like
good luck.
I mean, I bet I'm probably about mouth height with a camel vagina, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, that's another story.
Speaking of vaginas,
not mine.
That's nice segue. Well, I want your opinion on this.
Oh, okay.
I want your opinion on this. So we're a little late to the game, and I don't want to bash this gal too much. But Delta and Kalzu, fuck Kalzu. Anyway, that gal, the police officer who was sleeping with all the dudes, and the same meme as we talked about earlier, and they were like, "Hey, all the women in the army right now, they kind of weird look away, you know." Like,
we're all like this.
I was lucky. a lot of my time in the military was spent either with the Marine Corps, which there's not much for at least when I was in. There wasn't many females in the Marine Corps at the time that in my unit there wasn't many.
That you weren't around a lot of them.
I wasn't around a lot of them.
Yeah.
And then when I went in the army, I went with artillery, right? No females.
So again, not
no
a lot
women.
of female.
Yep.
Yeah.
Try explaining to your wife you're not cheating on her when you're in a 100% male unit, but that's a different story. It's because that bitch was trolling for dicks, but that's another day. Anyway, so is that percentage-wise, 50%, 60%, 80%? How much of that stigma is true? Like how many women are just going around with their wizard sleeve granting wishes?
Flinging it at everybody?
Yes.
I did for a while. I ain't ashamed. I own all my stuff, all of it.
Yeah.
I was flinging it left, right, forward, sideways, backwards. No one in my chain of command. Not with anybody while I was married to somebody. When I was married, I was married. But when I was single, your girl was hitting it with no shame.
Right.
Of course, the stigma is it's okay if the guys are doing it. It's not okay if the girls are doing it.
Right.
I don't even know if you can throw a percentage out there.
Okay.
Because for one, a lot of the ladies hide it. We don't want to talk about it because of the whole shame game.
Yeah.
I
get that.
But the ones who don't have shame in their game, they'll announce it to the world. You know, and it is what it is. But I can't say I couldn't throw a percentage on it. Who knows? Who
Phil
knows?
Leach, he's like, deployment marriages are a real thing. I've heard that. I've heard that.
Oh, I have too. I
Mhm.
have too.
And in a deployment scenario, they have the upper hand all day. I've heard that as well, and I've heard stories of houses of ill repute that are being run out of GP medium tents.
See, now that's news to me.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that. But I didn't go. I didn't really. I wanted to have time. Two, I didn't give a shit. Really didn't. Whatever. You know what I mean?
See, I didn't. I never went to Kuwait. I never went to Afghanistan. I never went to Iraq. The only place I went was Egypt.
Okay.
Other than regular duty stations. I know in Egypt, for the short amount of time we were there was some bumping uglies going on. I mean, you put men and women together, it's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Oh,
100%.
were people selling it or slinging it? Meh.
I mean, and I'm not at all kink shaming. You do what you want. You do.
Yeah, same here.
It's
You do
your
you,
body.
boo.
You do what you want to an extent. To an extent. Bye, Bracco. Bye. See you later, buddy. Jacob Sterling says when women are caught, they get the red flag, but men get a fist bump. It's sad but true. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
I don't either, and that's why I own my stuff. I tell any of these females that I run into, or women that I run into that are thinking about joining, or women that are in even that have come to me with questions. I'm like, girl, it's your body, it's your choice. As long as it is your choice to be doing what you're doing, you do you, boo.
Yep.
If somebody doesn't like it, now don't cross those lines. Don't be messing with your chain of command. Don't be messing with somebody's husband.
Yep.
Don't be doing the bad stuff. But if you want to sling it to 4 or 5 people, that's your business.
And that's the same now.
Keep it clean and don't do it illegal.
Right.
You're fine.
Well, and Cody said this is where I heard about this. There was 2 female medics that got escorted home at one of the bases because they found thousands of dollars in their room. And
so they were slinging it.
They
for
were
cash.
accused of it.
So there was no proof.
I mean, I don't know if someone told on them or what. I don't know. This is what, but I mean, it was the base next to us, and we went there quite a bit, right?
Smell a sharp meeting.
Right. But so I don't know. I mean, I didn't see it for sure. It was the base next to us. It might have just been a fucking a fairy tale, honestly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
and a lot of times there's fairy tales. But
Dick said
we
they
also
had
a lot of women.
Dick said they had a chick get pregnant on deployment. The line outside the CO's office was quite long. Oh, trying to find the daddy?
Oh.
Might have been me. Sorry.
I do know when I was on Rear D, we would get females that came back pregnant. And the line was very thin between, oh, I must have been pregnant before I left. And, oh, I got pregnant right after I got in the country kind of thing. So it did happen.
Well, I remember this was a while ago. It was a National Guard unit out of Indiana, maybe. Spanky might remember to this better than me, or ICE or something. It was just a while ago, but it was so prevalent in this BCT, this National Guard BCT. Might have been Pennsylvania. It was somewhere like that. Okay, that they actually had babies born in Kuwait.
Damn.
They didn't want to send people home because they were like, I'm like, fuck that. That fucking baby's got more time in the dirt than some of these recruiters do.
I think and don't 100% quote me on this. If you hear this, somebody out there that knew me at the time, I want to say I heard something about a baby being born in Kuwait, and I was in Germany at the time. So of course they sent her to Germany, and then from Germany back. And so I want to say, that there was a soldier came back with a newborn.
I'm going to Google this.
You should. Google's our friend.
National.
And speaking of National Guard.
Yeah.
So did you see about that California National Guard general that got fired for asking all his buddies and his soldiers, those under him, to do his errands, to include taking his mother to the grocery store?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It says there was a probe into his conduct, and it found that the general inappropriately used subordinates to carry out personal tasks, including an instance which he had an on-duty guard member drive him nearly 120 miles round trip to a dental appointment. as well as taking his mother grocery shopping. One of the guard members said she was particular. And when I say particular, it had to be Whole Foods.
Mhm.
It just took her a long time to decide what she wanted. A lot of comparison shopping amongst products.
Wow.
And the general then said that he believed the personal trips were consistent with the Air Force's wingman concept.
Huh.
So now when I'm looking for a wingman, folks, y'all need to know I'm going with the Air Force wingman.
No shit.
And I'm going to need some groceries picked up from the Heb. I'm going to need some to be run to the Walmart. I need some dog and cat food. I'm going to start making a list. So
Absolutely. As you should.
no more
As you
just
absolutely
hanging
should.
out with me at the bar.
Mm.
Now y'all going to be running errands for me.
So the
Good for the
general's mother
California
took 20
National
minutes
Guard.
to pick out cucumbers and eggplants. So did those girls in the barracks in Kuwait, actually.
Hey,
Oh,
hey, I feel attacked.
Hey, whatever. I'm
Look,
not.
I'm very particular
there.
about
I
my
don't hate the player, hate the
eggplants.
game. Hey, do what you want. I don't give a shit. But I mean, okay, with that, that's a Space Force's job. Nice. They ought to have a fucking tractor beam or some shit. Now, okay, but real life.
Did you Google that? Did you find out?
I couldn't find it. They're talking about. They're talking about Saddam's soldiers throwing babies out of incubators in '91 or some shit.
Oh, that ain't good.
I don't have time.
Nobody
to dig
wants
through.
to see that.
I don't
Yeah,
have time
no,
to dig
no.
through all that. But it was. I remember Spanky or Ice could say words about it. Because it was a big to do for a while. Mom could probably talk about it too. But
I'll have to
anyway,
do some background research.
it was probably about 2019. I want to say. I think it was before coronavirus. But anyway, whatever.
Before the spicy flu.
It was a big deal because there was like officers, like there was colonels and shit getting fucking PFCs knocked up, and like it was a thing. So, which I don't know.
Don't do that.
It's the National Guard. Okay. When you look at it this way, and I want to talk about the general's mother too. This is all kind of encompassing on this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's a weird duality between being a civilian and being in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So most of the time you're a civilian, you can fucking do what you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if somebody came to me, if Cody Mangold, I was in Iraq with Cody Mangold, right? If he called me, say, "Hey buddy, my grandma's in a bad way, her hip's hurting her. Can you take her to the grocery store?" Absolutely, Cody. Absolutely, buddy. I'll go pick her up, take her to the grocery store, get her loaded up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there might be some circumstances behind that you can kind of work around. You know what I mean? Okay, not saying it's right from the military standpoint. It's not right for a general to have his airmen or privates.
Yeah, because but your buddy is asking you for a favor.
Right.
This general was making his subordinates, ordering his subordinates.
Right.
He was making this like, you do this or else kind of thing.
Yep.
I mean,
and I don't.
That's not copacetic.
No, I don't think it really is either. And I'm just playing the devil's advocate here a little bit with this.
Yeah. And I can understand because I mean I was in reserves for a little while.
Yep.
I was active the whole time I was in the reserves. So I was there, 5 days a week. And my colonel and I were friends on the outside. So, we knew each other as civilians, but when we were at work, it was business.
Yep.
I babysat for my captain, her kids. But that was a voluntary thing. Like she would be like, "Oh, I'm going to give my babysitter a call. I need her. Oh, shoot, she can't do it. Well, I guess I'll cancel my plans." And I'd be like, don't worry about it. Bring your kids over and they can hang out with my kids. That's a huge difference.
This is a tough one. Okay, Captain Wayne said. So I got to get his house rebuilt in 1 week after a tornado hit it. And I'm guessing.
Did he demand that they rebuild his house?
Yeah, I've seen that. But okay. Guessing, right? I've been around tornadoes. I've seen tornado damage. I live in the Midwest, right? I've grown up with it. Might have been the only house in the area that got hit. It might have been a whole fucking town's worth that got destroyed, I guess. So that's kind of questions like, hey, because I'm sure, dude, if again, when my buddies calls me up, hey, Radar, my house got destroyed, and you can swing a hammer. Can you come give me a hand? Absolutely, yeah. I'm gonna drop what I can because I care about my friends. I care about my buddies. But like you said, Captain Wayne, was it a colonel? And he's like, "All right, I'm taking Bravo Company, and come fix it up." So
Yeah, you just gotta. I mean, I think in a way it's on a case by case basis. This guy had been in trouble before, back in
okay.
2017, for almost the exact same thing, and had already been like chastised for it.
Yep.
And so I think when it rolled around this time, they were like, no, no,
Yep.
no.
We're gonna.
I think we're good. I
Yep. We're
think
gonna.
you're through, sir.
Yep.
Bye.
And I get that. I do get that. I understand that. Like, because I mean, like, I don't have an issue with that because I'm the dude. I'm the boss man at my job, right? I'm the program
Yeah.
coordinator now. I
Mhm.
couldn't imagine having any of my crew go and do something like, hey, go put siding on my house because we don't have shit else to do today, right?
Yeah.
And then paying them with the funds that are supposed to be to do work on the trees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that would be real
Yeah.
shitty of me to do something like that.
Yeah.
And I
exactly.
feel like and this is where it becomes different for me. If you call me and say, hey, Radar, can you run? You're a colonel. And I'm like, hey, I'm running to HEB. I'm getting some stuff for lunch. Anybody want anything? Yeah. Hey,
Oh,
Radar, can you grab me something? Tight. Absolutely, sir. 100%. Got you. Coming back tomorrow,
Yeah.
you get lunch. Whatever.
Yeah.
But if he's like sending people, you come in, morning muster. Hey there, Radar, I need you to do this, 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 and this, and go pick up my grandma at this address, take her to HEB. She needs, this is her shopping list. Make sure she gets all of her things, take her home, report back to me at 1500.
Yeah, that's
Right.
a no-go.
Because, well, one, you're paying that soldier to do something that's
to
not
be
their
there.
job. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you're also, you're using that power. I don't think that's any different than saying, can't make corporal without oral. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
so it's
Where?
very
Yeah.
much
What's
a
the
quid pro
difference?
quo.
What is the difference between the two? Absolutely nothing.
Yep.
In my mind, absolutely nothing.
Yep.
If you are asking soldiers to do something in order to stay in your good graces or otherwise, regardless of what that thing is,
Yes.
wrong answer.
Absolutely. And does it happen? Absolutely, it happens. I think it probably happens
I'm
more.
sure.
It probably happens more at the NCO level. I think
You
it
would
probably
hope.
does. I mean, I don't know. Like,
I would hate to think that there's a bunch of folks out there of any rank, abusing that privilege of their
right.
rank. But you know what happens.
Absolutely. And like I said, sometimes it
Yeah,
is hard
for
to
sure.
disseminate between making somebody be your bitch and making somebody be your bitch. Because I don't know, as a private, I remember fucking cleaning people's offices and shit. Be like, why the fuck am I cleaning this office? This is not my job. We have civilians. We have civilians that mop this fucking floor. Why am I mopping it too? We have civilians take out the garbage. How come I'm doing it too? This is whatever. But I like, is that really
it's
any?
That line.
It's a tight line, but I think everyone can agree having your airmen or privates or whatever go and get your shit for you, or your mom's, your elderly mother's groceries is that's pushing it.
Yeah,
I think we can all agree
that
on
is.
that. So
For sure.
But anyway,
Yeah.
building a sidewalk out of pallets. You know what, Cody? I will say this: our squad leader made us build on our days off. He made us build sidewalks out of pallets and plywood because why the fuck should his troops be able to just, I don't know, chill? Yep, exactly. He was trying to get a Bronze Star is what he was doing. Turns out he left the fob. You don't get a Bronze Star if you do that. Sorry, Staff Sergeant. Oh, sorry about it. Anyway,
after making everybody do the dumb shit, you still got 0.
We got him a challenge coin in BIOP, and Cody can probably remember exactly what it said, but it was something along the lines of a brown noser. So when everyone else got their Bronze Stars and he didn't get one, he's running around. We're like, we got you something, Sergeant. And then we handed it to him. But for a general,
good times.
But for a general, wouldn't it? Captain's not chosen. Maybe. I mean, captains can say no. Captains can say no. Captains have been around long enough. If you take some private, honestly, my son has only been in like 3 years. Right? I've maybe done a really good job or a really horrible job of raising this kid. He's the
Do you think he would like take the general's mom shopping and not question it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have taught my son from a young age that discipline is instant willing obedience to orders. And he is that's why he's picked up rank so fast. He's not a brown noser. He just, if you say, hey, they're private, hey, they're specialists, whatever, hey, go do this. Roger that. And he goes and fucking does it. He still does that with me right now. If I was like, hey, Jimmy, fucking go do something. Roger that. And he goes and fucking does it.
Well, now we know why I didn't get rank fast.
Right. Also, can't spell corporal without oral. I say that. I don't know if you can. I went the wrong way.
I skipped over it. So
that brown one right behind me, that's my meritorious corporal promotion.
Yay, you!
So
we know what you did.
Hey, whatever. As soon as them uniforms got knee pads in them, I fucking started climbing ranks.
Yeah, no. I never climbed anybody's. Well, it didn't do me any good, the rank I did climb.
Oh, Phil said you did a good job. Don't let him go Marine Corps and keep him far away from 3.6. Why? Because if he was in 3.6, he could bring me a fucking pistol or a couple rifles or something. I want some sensitive items.
You're trying to get freebies.
Yeah. Hey, son, grab me a 249. I want a 50 cal, and I want to mount it to the back of my pickup. And this is my opinion. Okay. I really feel like if you can go, say, 20 years without a ticket, without any sort of major DUI or moving violation, you should be allowed to have a machine gun mounted to your vehicle. Just because. And when that fucker in front of you is using the on-ramp, going fucking 30 miles an hour, you should be able to put a couple fucking rounds through his back window. Speed the fuck up. Right? You earn that. You need that. You earn that. Yeah, fuck yeah. Could you imagine if you had that in, say, a semi, right? You had that on the front bumper of a fucking Freightliner, and somebody pulls in front of you, slams on the brakes, and you just hit that red button. 3-round burst. Pop, 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 right through their fucking tailgate. You think they're going to do it again? Fuck no. Fuck no. They'll never do it again. Promise. And then here's the thing, too. I don't know. I'm torn on it. Two things. You could mount it bigger than shit on top like they do on an Abrams tank where it's just fucking hanging out up there on your roof, right? And then people know better. It's a deterrent, right? Or would it be better to have it hidden in the hood like James Bond? Then people don't know, and they just start driving like fucks. Next thing you know, they got a couple fucking armor-piercing incendiary tracers going through their fucking windshield from the back. They might quit. Oh, they might. Ooh, them fucking assholes that don't turn their bright lights off on the interstate. Yeah. I've got an astigmatism, so I can't see fucking hardly at night anyway. And then these people with fucking laser beams for headlights, and then they keep their brights on because, God forbid, you turn the motherfucker off. Yeah.
Oh, Lordy. I think you've been watching too much Mad Max.
I've been watching not enough of this. I've been doing too much driving.
Because when you talk about having vehicles with all these weapons attached and mounted and what... Yeah, it's Mad Max, dude. Mad Max. You are Mel Gibson, Mad Max, and all over that. No, you're the crazy guy that Mel had to go up against.
That's what I'm in.
That dude. You're one of the smokers. Get it?
The smoke
One
pit.
of the smokers?
Yep.
Oh, look what I did there.
Ooh, drill instructor for a more. Ooh, Captain Wayne had a great. And I got a buddy as a drill sergeant. I wonder if he'd do that. I was talking this way 15 years ago. That's right, Cody. That's right, buddy. Sure was. But okay, this is a great idea. I want to. Yeah, everyone hates those fucking bright ass lights. Those are stupid as fuck. I want to go back. Captain Wayne Baconator says, WTF Moments needs a drill instructor for a Maury type show.
Like a Maury Povich type show?
Yes. I love this idea.
I could be down for that idea.
Ooh, that's a good idea, Quinn. Mount some tactical floodlights on a Kia Soul to counter the high beams. Fuck yeah. Fuck yes. Something. Oh, what were those? Somebody who's deployed to Iraq and did convoys. What were those fucking green lasers that would like melt your eyeballs? Cody should remember this because I don't know. I think it was 3rd Platoon. Like blinded a fucking sergeant major who was trying to go in the wrong gate. But they'll fucking, yeah, he like seriously had to go to like fucking, they had to airlift him out or some shit because he was like blind. Those fucking lasers.
Damn.
Yeah, they need those. Mount those.
You're not even supposed to use those little kitty lasers.
Fuck them.
Put them in people's eyes.
I don't give a shit. Maybe they'll stop.
I used to zap little kids with the gun, the little price checker gun.
Yeah,
at the cash register, and zap little kids. That annoyed me when I used to run that kid's toy store.
Yep.
Sure, I could have gotten in trouble for that.
Yeah, those level 4 and 5 lasers. Yeah, because they were like they were big and they were no fucking joke. That was first platoon, Cody. You're right. It was on that back gate.
Well, that sounds cool. I want one of those.
They're fucking awesome.
You think my cats would chase it?
Probably.
Oh.
Mount a light bar behind your cab on a ladder rack, and whenever that happens a lot. You know what? Because I have in my life. Okay, in my adult life, I used to drive 1,000 miles an hour no matter where I went. Right, didn't matter.
Yeah.
If I was going to the gas station down the street, yeah, you can light a cigarette with one. They're fucking intense, dude. Those lasers are intense. We used to when you were in the tower, because we had to do tower guard for a while, and you could take and then write your name in the wood in the tower. With
I don't think my cats will chase that. I think that might set my
I hope the cats don't
fire.
catch it because your cat would be And
yeah, I'm saying, like barbecue kitty.
And then you have a cat on fire running through your fucking house. All of this
Not
sounds
good.
horrible.
That sounds like a really bad idea.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay. I wish Cody could call in. I want him to tell this story about when I lit that kid on fire.
What is it with you and fire?
I'm good at it.
Didn't we already have this discussion with you and the fire?
Oh, so we were
the chair.
Yeah, we were.
What else did you set on fire? The chair.
A small Iraqi kid who fucking broke a windshield. So
ants. Didn't you say you used to light ants on fire?
Yeah, fuck them ants.
See?
Really? You're gonna stand up for the fire ants now?
I'm not standing up for them. I'm just saying you have an issue with fire.
All right. So anyway,
it's a reoccurring thing with you.
I need to tell this story before someone starts doing a fucking investigation into this. Okay. So I did. All right. So we crossed the Romanian Bridge over the Euphrates River. We're heading north, right? Just our 6 gun trucks. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's right after we get on the road. So I'm like out of the hatch. We're down south. There's never any problems down there, right? Well, one of the the kids would throw rocks at you at the gun trucks, right? Well, this little asshole kid threw a rock at our number 2 truck, and he came over the radio and was like, "Hey, these little fuckers are throwing rocks at us." Da 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 da. Well, the Romanian Bridge is just fucking, it's high as shit, and there's a big embankment off the side of it. And he whipped another rock at the 3 truck. I was the 4th truck. He whipped another rock at the 3rd truck, and I had pen flares, right? And they're a little stick, and you put the thing on it, and then you can let it go, and it shoots a little flare out, a little 9mm flare. Well, usually they hit the ground and go straight up. And so I followed my ROE. I shine my light at him, and then I hit that pen flare at him, right? So I followed my rules of engagement.
Okay? Yeah. Followed the rules.
I followed the rules. Well, that pen flare hit the ground, and instead of going straight up, it went like sideways and into his man dress.
Oh, bummer, kid.
And he goes rolling. He goes rolling down the embankment, like in fuego.
Ooh.
And so Cody's TC, the same fucking. Was that Cody? You weren't on that mission. It was when Denning flipped out on me because I lit that kid on fire. Because it was his. He was in our squad.
But it was an accident.
It really was an accident.
It was an accident.
It absolutely was an accident. That was not intentional.
You followed the rules, and it accidentally happened.
I did. 100% did. And like I said, I shined my light at him. He was throwing rocks, and so guess what? Doesn't throw rocks anymore.
Yeah, there you go. Bet you he won't do that again.
Nope. So, but yeah. So that was my war crime. Well, one of them, I guess. I'm just kidding. It wasn't. He didn't throw rocks anymore that day. You know what, Dick? I don't think he was, because that was kind of like on the edge of town. They stole our fuel caps. They'd steal fucking jerry cans off the back of the truck and probably burned a hole in his bag of tack. He probably put it out with a fucking can of Rip It. Mine was right out of Joint Base Blood, knocked him down. Yeah. Being on fire sucks. Yep, 100%. Being on fire is the worst.
Yeah, I have not had that problem.
I was a welder for a while. And people are fucks. Well, you see the kind of people I hang out with, right? I got Dick.
Yeah, I have apparently sort of met a few of the people, and they are into fire just like you are.
They are into fire. Well, I worked at this joint, and they would fill acetylene. They take acetylene and put it in a balloon and tie it up and then throw it over your screen, and then the sparks from your weld would fucking catch it on fire.
That's not cool.
Pretty sure throwing Rippets on fire would be like throwing gas on a fire. I don't know.
Do not give him ideas, because now he's going to see if Rippet is flammable.
Yeah, cut metal in scrapyards. I always kind of wanted to do that, Wayne. I always kind of wanted to cut metal in scrapyards because they have giant torches with like a 6 or an 8 tip on them, and they just cut through everything. Oh, that'd be amazing. And then you don't give a shit. Oh, fucking, we had this little kid, his name was Fuck You, because he just flipped. The only English the kid knew was Fuck You, and he'd flip us off, trying to get water, and we'd skip it off the fucking flatbeds going out when we were going in. Just take the cap and loosen up and skip it off the flatbed, so he'd just get beamed with a fucking half-empty water bottle. That's fun. Oh,
good
crimes.
times.
Yeah, see, we could. I knew we could get some out of that meme. I knew we could drag some stuff out of it.
Yeah, what did you do on deployment? Well, apparently one of my buddies, she didn't serve, but her dad did.
Yep.
Long time ago. And apparently, and this, it wasn't a deployment, but it was, I think it was in the 60s. He went to Italy.
Yep.
And brought back a dildo that looked like Virgin Mary. So there you go.
Nice. Oh.
There you go.
Fucking pen flares. Oh. So we would go through this base. We took Route Tampa from our base in southern Iraq all the way up north. Okay. And we would go, we'd pick up trucks and we'd escort them. And like I said, I'm kind of little, so they put me in the turret of the ASV. And talk about Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, they're all we're getting to that. And my buddy Mark they put me in a gun truck because not my truck, but it was a long story. Anyway, I couldn't get in the ASV anymore. And hurt my leg and some other shit. But anyway, so they put me in the I think I was in the number 1 truck with Mitchell and Hughes and Hughes was gunning. I don't remember who was the TC. And my buddy Mark was driving. And we were done with our mission. We were on our way back south, and we were past Scania, which after you pass Scania and Diwania, you're basically in the clear. It's wide open desert, right?
Yeah.
And we're hauling ass. We're going like 60, 65 miles an hour in these 1114s, just wide open. I think they had an 1151, just hauling ass. And because it's like August in Iraq, and it's hot as fuck, and my balls are melting. And we start shooting pen flares at each other. And we were out of radio range of the main convoy because we were scouts. We're way the fuck out. And we had one of our trucks had a flat tire or something like that, so we got caught up. But it was daytime. We normally didn't travel in the daytime. But we're hauling ass, and we're the only convoy out there, just a hauling ass. And we're shooting pen flares at each other. Me and the other gunner, we had open top Humvee turrets, and shooting pen flares at each other. Well, I ran out. I don't know. We shot like probably a fucking 200 pen flares a piece, and I hit my mic and I'm like, "Hey, I'm out." And the convoy commander comes over the thing. Out of what? I was like, "Oh, we're playing the water bottle game. It's not a big deal. I'm just out of water."
You almost got cat.
And Hughes comes over the net. He goes, "Don't worry about it." And next thing I know, he's just blasting my turret. Was it Skold? It might have been. But anyway, he's just blasting my turret with these fucking pen flares, and I cannot get him to stop. So I reach down, I grab a parachute flare from my 203 and pop up, and I shoot it, and it goes between we had these like race car vents to get fresh air into the Humvees on the hood, between that and the windshield, and it's probably only about 2 feet between that. Well, it hits his fucking hood, and that's where it pops. And fucking, we're going like probably 65. And it pops open there, and he's all fucking, right? And it leaves a big black mark on his fucking thing. And Hughes comes over and he's like, "What the fuck was that?" I'm like, "Oh, I found a big ball of water. Don't worry about it." And then he's
Big big bottle of water.
Fuck, that was hilarious, though. I kind of, well, that was back, when the Humvees were really overloaded, right? So any kind of fuck up, you're rolling over. I don't know how Mark kept it from rolling over because we were going way too fast. But God, those were fun times. Was it? I don't think that was Skoll. It was in. Yeah, that was Skoll. That was in that truck. I don't remember. Yeah, that's a long time ago. So I'm pretty sure there's no NDA for any of that stuff anymore, right? Pretty sure about it.
I should hope not.
And it's not really a war crime, so we're good.
No. Y'all were just attacking each other.
Yeah. So
in the daylight.
Yeah, in the daylight. I hope none of my buddies who are mechanics were listening to that story.
Oh yeah. So you said, who is this? Captain over here says there was a Marine that would kick in doors and throw rubber ducks in before everything else.
I've heard of that.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I would have been that person. I have a thing for rubber ducks.
Yep.
I even have one tattooed on my ass. True story.
Mm-hmm.
I have a rubber duck with wings and sunglasses tattooed on my ass.
After your chicken stories, none of that really surprises me.
As it shouldn't. I mean, come on. I showed you Jesus earlier.
You did. Jesus,
I thought he was beheaded. I'm really glad he's not.
I'm glad he's not too.
A little worried.
That's not how. I don't know if you've heard the story, but that's not what happens to Jesus. Oh man, I thought not. Clipping the Iraqi guy carrying groceries with a Humvee mirror was a good story. Tell us that story, Josh. Type it out. I'll read it. I want to hear it. I want to hear your story. That sounds hilarious. Just treat like classified docs. You're good, right? Speaking of classified docs, what's going on with sending tanks to Ukraine? Did you hear anything about that? Do you have any opinion on that?
Somebody was asking earlier that they were wondering how long it was going to take for us to get them over there.
Well, and this is what I'm wondering.
Because they're saying we're sending them now, and I heard this morning when I was listening to the news, the world news, that Germany wants to go ahead and send their fancy schmancies.
Yep.
But they're waiting for us to send our stuff.
Well, this is what I'm curious about, okay? Because we have pre-positioned stocks in Europe. That's not OPSEC. Everyone knows we have pre-positioned stocks.
Yeah, everyone knows.
So we have.
It's on the NPR, for fuck's sake.
Right. We have M1s. I mean, but there's so many different versions of the M1 Abrams tank. Like, I don't know what they're giving them. And I'm not sure what Leopard 2's Germany's given. So
they're supposed to be pretty fancy schmancy.
I think they're like A5s.
They're like on the cutting edge.
Yep.
Now Germany has given the other countries that already have them permission to train up the Ukrainians. They just hadn't decided if they were going to send any until we decide if we were going to, because they're not doing it if we're not. I'm not doing it if you're not. I'm not doing it if you're not doing it.
Well, yeah.
Show me yours, I'll show you mine.
I'm not going to touch it. You touch it.
You do it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, we're sending Bradleys to Heath. We'll probably send Shermans. Actually, I'm going to say this, okay? As a tank enthusiast, a little bit, I'm surprised they don't send Leopard 1s and like M60s and shit, because we have a fuck ton of them just in the desert. 1, 2. Any tank is better than no tank, right?
True story.
I mean, I know. I imagine going up against an Abrams and a T-72. They're just going to pop those fucking lids. Dude. It's going to be amazing. But when you look at like the Leopard A1s with the 105 millimeter gun or the M60s, like they're fine tanks. They're on par with the T-72s. Maybe not the T-90s, but there's not very many of them, right? Why not? Mm-hmm. So if you flood them with thousands of fucking tanks that we've just got sitting in the desert waiting to get turned into targets,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, might be, and then it's cheap. What are we gonna do? Let them rot? We're gonna literally turn them into bombing range targets. Same with Challenger. Get Challenger 1s, get Leopard 1s, M60s, whatever. Send them all the shit. You send them all the tanks you can.
Right? Reuse, recycle. Why not?
Yep. Robot battle monkeys with freaking laser beams. Absolutely. Oh, that fucking... Did you see that? It was brought up to me. I think it was Phil sent it to me. The deal that it's a drone and it drops like a robot dog off and it like attacks people in trenches and shit. Did you see that?
I did not see that,
That's
but I would like to see that.
That's crazy.
Phil, you need to start sending me the cool stuff too.
Yes. Well, he sent it to Smoke Pit, I think.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, all right.
Well, share. Don't keep all this good stuff to yourself.
Right. So I think we're gonna send it to break.
All right.
And get here. What am I gonna do
I
for a
got
break
a I
time?
got a couple things, couple feel good stories when we come back from break. Just just some lighthearted, fun, semi-serious kudos
Yep.
kind of stories I'd like to share when we get back, and
Yep. Dick,
whatever
we'll
you
talk
got.
about that when we get back too. He has a device to drop water balloons on people with his drone. We'll talk about that when we get back too. So,
Is that Dick again?
that's Dick
Is he
again.
back?
He's back.
There's Dick. He's back.
You can't escape Dick. But
Dick
anyway,
is back.
okay,
Back
I'm going
again.
to throw us to break, and we'll be back in I don't know about 7 minutes.
All right,
All
works
right.
for me.
All right, shots.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
Winners go.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
All right. We're back.
We are
transitioning and just we're
hitting all the buttons.
Yep, they
people
can
hear us. There was music.
Fuck yeah, we're just shit. I'm.
And my hair looks good today.
Your hair looks good. Did you? Oh, I didn't ask about your shirt. I didn't even ask you in private about your shirt. Do you have a funny shirt?
Tonight's shirt is a little more serious. It's on the it's for the ladies. I got this from a fellow female veteran that was running for Miss Veteran USA.
Okay.
And it says she served 2 with the lovely little female veteran on the front of it. So Tonight is not but it is nice. It's sweet. It was a gift that was given to me.
I like it.
So I thought it was appropriate.
I absolutely adore that. I do.
Yeah,
and this gets back to what we talked about earlier, like helping everyone else succeed. We don't have we don't have to put other people down for us to succeed, and I love that. I love how you're like, fuck yeah, look at this guy. Look at this. Like I got our first night I wore a GLO shirt. Fuck yeah, go follow a shitty funny. You know what I mean? Let's do this. Let's help each other out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That's the way it should be. It shouldn't be bashing each other and bringing each other down. It shouldn't be us versus them. It should be everybody kind of bringing everybody up.
Absolutely, it should. I've got my Ignite hoodie on. It's my kids' soccer team.
Is it funny that Ignite is something to do with fire?
I mean, maybe. Can you see it? It's fancy.
Yeah. Didn't you just go to his game this past weekend or whatever?
Yeah, they had a tournament this past weekend.
That's right.
Won again because we're balling.
Woo!
Well, we've decided to move up a division, so they'll be playing a little bit harder teams this weekend, which will be interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
See how that goes then. Yeah.
I mean, we're throttling the kids at that division, so we might as well move up. Most of our team is really young. It's a U14 division, and most of our kids are 11 or 12. They haven't even turned 12 yet. So, and they're beating teams that are actual 13-year-olds, and we're beating them like, we beat one team 15-1. We beat one team.
Yeah, but now, again, remind people that this is on the indoor.
This is indoor.
Smaller court.
Yes.
So it's not like they're running a full soccer field.
No, this is on a basketball court.
Yeah. So it's the score's going to be higher automatically.
Yeah, but you beat any team 15-1, it's going to be whatever.
Yeah, and then you're getting beat like the Cowboys.
Yeah, no shit. Then we beat the next team. We only beat them 3-2. We thought we had them beat, and we came out. The other team was hungry. And then we went to the semis, beat that team pretty handily, 12-4, something like that. And then we had to play that team that beat us, that we beat 3-2. We played them again in the final. And fuck, we blew them out of the water.
They're probably tired.
Well,
probably wore them down that
didn't play any more
one.
games than we did. But
y'all wore them out in that first game when you beat them.
Here's the thing. We've been beating everybody 15-1. 15-0, 16-2.
So how much did y'all beat them by the second time?
I want to say it was 19-6.
Damn.
We normally once we get to about 10 to 15, they'll make them. They have to score a header, or they have to score after 6 passes, or something like that. You know what I mean? Something to kind of spice it up a little bit. And the coach is like, "Fuck it, drill them, let them know," because they were playing really violent, real pushy. So.
Oh, that's no good.
My son was just firing cannons at him. He had one that like actually knocked the goal back like about a foot and a half. He just fired a cannon. It was just, oh my, he took the goalie out from a shot. It gave him a concussion. I don't ever want to see anybody get real hurt on a soccer field. It's just like a little kid's game, right?
Yeah.
But he kicked the ball hard enough to that kid's face from like half court to give him a concussion. So I do feel bad for that kid, but my kid's just got a cannon. I was really happy with him. But his sportsmanship was great. There was a couple of kids really pushy, but like I said, they fucking throttled him. And now they're going up to the kids that have a little more talent. And so that, and they're a little
And
bit
then that'll
older.
make their game better.
Yep, exactly.
Then they're working harder for it.
Yep, you don't get better playing down. So absolutely.
There you go.
Before the break, I asked Josh Baker to send me to tell me what happened. He was talking about hitting someone with a mirror on accident or whatever.
Yeah, I want to hear about it.
So he said, so this took place in 2009 during my last deployment. I was driving this high-back maintenance Humvee from the motor pool with a platoon sergeant and from over in Liberty across the other side of the airport. So I'm guessing BIOP. Right against, where the sidewalks against the roads. I was paranoid about getting into an accident, so I hugged the sidewalk. This Iraqi dude was walking down the sidewalk carrying like $400 worth of scrap. I slapped the Humvee mirror off this dude, groceries and everything in the road. Snapped the bottom bolt off the mirror. Sergeant thought it was hilarious, and we didn't stop. I wouldn't either. Fuck that guy.
Well, I mean, what are you going to stop for? They shouldn't have been that close.
Well, the sidewalks really are right on the edge. They're basically the
shoulder. Yeah. It's the same way in Egypt.
Same way. And the roads are so narrow, and then we're driving like fucking Abrams tanks and
our vehicles are huge compared to their streets.
So make him a punter. I wish. Actually, they want him to. They were talking about having him play for the varsity because we have really small teams up here, and they actually wanted him to try out next year for varsity to be a kicker. Yeah, but that's fall is when soccer season is, so he wants to play soccer. But maybe he'll get a better wherever he gets a better scholarship. You don't give a fuck. I still want to pay for college.
See, that's my grandson's trying to figure out. He's 6th grade, so they don't have any they have pre-athletics.
Yep.
They can choose between just PE or pre-athletics. So he chose pre-athletics. So he's learning all the sports this year because he was never really into much. He plays a trumpet and he's a book reader. He's a video gamer, but he's looking at soccer now, and he's thinking he's not a fan of football. He's more of and I played soccer. His uncle played soccer. Soccer's gotten pretty big here in Texas. So so I'm all for it. I'm like, yeah, dude, play soccer. I'm cool. I'm down. Why not give up more of my free time? I don't need to sleep.
You know what?
I got nothing else going on. Let's do it.
If he doesn't get in the crazy tournaments. If he just
plays
it's
rec school here.
Okay, so at school, so he won't get in those
crazy
crazy
school.
tournaments.
It's not going to be the little league or the youth league or the whatever. No, it's through actual school here.
Okay. All right. We don't. Well, middle schoolers can play. 7th grade and up can play varsity sports in South Dakota. So, because we don't have enough kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't really agree with it.
It's cold there.
Yeah. Well, it's cold. Yeah. Nobody wants to fucking live here. It's fucked up.
That's all my idea. Why? Why not? Because it's cold there.
Josh said, his sergeant's words, we don't have plates on this thing. Keep rolling. Fuck yeah. Bye. See ya. Enjoy your shit. Oh, dicks. If you don't see a Humvee and tanks coming and move, it's called natural selection. That's right. All right. So he was talking about drones before break. Dick was.
Yeah. And something about water balloons in a drone.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
And I want one of those. Is that like a special adapter? Or is it a special drone in general? Does it have to be a certain drone to be able to lift it? I need to know. Now I have questions.
Yep. I kind of want to see it now too. I've seen videos.
Yeah, I need video.
He's put videos
he
on
needs
Facebook.
To send us video.
No, he will. He's put videos on Facebook like him camping with his kids, and they're all eating dinner, being good. They're behaving, and he's dropping water balloons on them and shit.
I want that for the next family get together.
How fun would that be for when they float in the river? He'll text me a video. He's gonna text me a video, and then I'll upload it for next week's show.
Oh, that's awesome, dude! He needs to come here and float the river with us.
I wish I was good at video editing because I would take the 2 videos of his drone with the water balloon and hyper over it the Russian people getting Mark 19 rounds dropped on them.
Oh, switch it out for the water balloon?
That'd be fucking hilarious.
Hey, Mom. I see Mom's in here. Yeah. Mom's here. Hi, Mom.
Soccer has youth travel teams that do crazy weekend travel here in Mississippi. Yeah. You can, and it's not just soccer. It's every sport. It's every sport that gets crazy with that. If you kind of want to play that upper echelon of baseball or hockey or basketball or any of them. You can really get into some crazy stuff. Like we played a couple years ago. We played, I think it was 20, 21, might have been 21. We played this tournament in Minnesota, and it was like a 10-hour drive for us, 10, 11 hours. We get up there, and there was teams literally. It's the largest outdoor tournament in North America. They had hundreds of fields, and just it was crazy. That was insane. So
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. And they had.
And
like
I was a sportser when I was young. Like I was in every sport, you name it, I did it. Not because I just wanted to, but because my parents thought it was the only way to keep me from driving them crazy.
If my son ever has to not play soccer, I don't know what to do. He is so high strung. I love him to death. I'm not trying to talk shit about him, but he is so just go, 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 go.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's so that if you don't have something for him to focus on, I'm not sure I could survive that.
Oh, that was me. That's why my mom had me in everything.
Yep.
I mean, she ran around like a wild woman just so she could keep up with me, and that was why. I did volleyball, basketball, track, dance team, twirling, cheerleading, modeling, you name it. My mom put me in it.
Yep.
All the little whatevers. We were always gone somewhere. Always.
See, and nowadays, because like I said, I have 8 kids total, 8 of them.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So I have kids all the way from super high strung, super high energy to basically come home and lay in their bed all day, and everything in between. And I don't even know how to adapt them. I don't, because there's some kids I'm like, get out of bed and go do something. I don't want to do that. Sounds dumb. I don't want to do that.
That's ridiculous.
And
gonna have that sometime.
Yeah, Phil said wrestling. You know what? He's showing no interest in wrestling. None. He's got a couple of buddies who do it, and he thinks it's fine. But he has honestly soccer. He'll come home and like he just plays soccer. He goes to school and plays soccer at lunch or in gym class, and then he goes to soccer practice. Then he comes home and he plays like FIFA or Rocket League, which is a soccer game on his fucking computer or his Xbox. And then the next day, he does it all over again. All he wears is soccer jerseys and like shorts and, well, dudes, because he's a teenager, almost teenager, he's almost 13. Fuck yeah, dudes. But anyway,
I love Hey Dudes. They're my favorite.
Yeah, I love those things too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he's I kind of wish he'd do wrestling, but same thing. All those sports, wrestling or one of his really good friends he plays soccer with, but his other buddy they play baseball. Really big into baseball. Play for the Legion, right? And they play like 300 games, 280 some games a year or some shit.
Dang.
That's insane.
See, and I wanted my grandson to get into baseball because I'm a big baseball fan, and I used to take him to, like the missions and Round Rock, little, the step down teams for the MLB. Yeah, we've got one in San Antonio and one up in Austin, and I would take him to all those things when he was little, and now he's like, meh.
Yep.
Oh man. But that's okay. Whatever he wants to do.
We kind of talked about that, the wife and I did, about some of the kids, because the kids have all played together for years, right? They've played together for 5-6 years now, some of these kids.
Yeah,
and on different teams. Like, you learn the kids on different teams because you've played against the same kids for fucking years, right?
Yeah.
And so, like,
Sports Bar says in a big hockey following up there.
I'll get that in a minute. We'll parlay into that, because that's costing me thousands of dollars a year too.
Oh Lord! See, so I'm not too upset. My kids growing up, one of them was really into girly stuff, but she did never get into sports.
Yeah.
All my kids did JROTC.
I did that.
And my boys did. When they were younger, they did. I think they did flag football, and then they did regular football, and then they did soccer, and they did baseball. But they never either one of them really found one that they just had to do. They couldn't live without it.
Right.
And so that's fine.
Yep.
I do it for the year you signed up for it. If after that you don't like it,
Absolutely.
Cool.
That's been my thing with all of our kids, and I don't give a shit if it's band or drama or sports.
Yeah.
You start it, you finish it, unless you
Yeah.
can't for some reason. But
Mm-hmm.
you can soldier through it. You can finish volleyball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's made them a little bit better at things too, about life.
Yeah. You've got to make them have that follow through. You start it, finish it.
Yep.
Once the season's over, or the school year's over, or whatever it is, okay, you don't want to do it again next year, fine. But
Absolutely.
I put the money into it this time. You said you want to do it, just do it. Just
Yep.
it's not going to kill you. No one died from following through with the one full year.
Right.
My
said,
kids and grandkids will tell you that is my catchphrase. No one died from this.
yep.
No one died.
I tell them that all the time. You will survive. You will survive 2 more weeks of
Yep.
volleyball.
XYZ.
Or whatever.
Yep.
So Rich said there's no quitters allowed in this house, fool. Absolutely. 100%. Now, sports bar, hockey.
Oh,
so
Lordy.
we do and we don't. So
Sounds like Texas.
we have lots of kids who play hockey. We don't have lots of money for arenas. So there's actually 2 arenas in Rapid City, which is about an hour 10 from my house. And so in the beginning of the year, so October, November, December, they play in Rapid City. So I got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning on a fucking Saturday, drive my kid to Rapid so he can practice for an hour and a half, get him undressed, get him back home. Now,
that's half your day.
It's half my day. So it's whatever. He loves it, and I love watching him play. I do enjoy hockey. Yeah, Cody. That's the way
I have never seen or been to or any. I know nothing about hockey. Zero.
You sound like my wife.
Zilch.
I tried.
But now Texas has we've got Dallas Stars and
Yep.
another team that are local this area, and hockey's taken off in Texas.
Yep.
I was shocked.
It's very fun to. I'm actually surprised more people don't play in Texas in the summer when it's 1,000 degrees outside and you get in the rink and it's like 35.
I'm serious.
I'm surprised
That's
they
the best idea.
You'd think they would. I mean, all summer long when the kids are out fucking whatever. But you know what? Texas really is. They're so big on football and
oh God,
and
yes.
baseball. It'd be hard to get them into. So,
but it's starting.
I love.
A lot
of
of kids are getting into it, and
Mhm.
I keep getting offered tickets.
Yep.
To the local one, so I think I'm going to take them up on it.
You
I think
should.
I'm gonna go.
You should
just check it out. I've
just
never
go
been.
Check it out. Grab a beer or two while you're there, and just have it. They're fun. Like Dick
See, and
said,
I got a buddy, and her and her husband are really into it. I'll make them, let me tag along with them and check it out.
Yep, the hockey locker room. Oh my god. Oh my god, you can smell it down the hallway. It's so bad. It's
okay,
horrible.
I don't. I'll.
But you're gonna go to when you go to the game. You're in the big open. I'm talking about taking my son to the locker room because he's 10 now and he's finally he can't get his skates tight enough and he needs help taping up some of his pads and stuff. It's a big ordeal to get dressed and
deal with the funk.
Yeah, I gotta go help and I gotta deal with the funk.
And little kids are stinky anyway, especially boys.
Fuck yeah,
no
they are,
offense.
especially at that age,
Well.
10, 11 years old. He's on a U12 team. All those boys, I just want to throw deodorant in there like a fucking hand grenade.
Like a bomb.
You're talking about the guy throwing rubber ducks in? I want to do that with a can of spray deodorant, just punch it and throw it in the fucking.
Just throw some Axe in there.
Yep. Or Febreze.
Poke a hole in an Axe and.
Oh, but
Far in the hole.
Like Dixie took his kids to the Iowa Wild game last night, and I actually
Good time.
I actually like watching. I actually like watching the lower leagues better. One, they have something to fight for. Two, they're not as refined. So there are fights. There are, you know what I mean? Like if you watch an NHL game, they might get fined if there's a big fight or something like that. They don't have that.
Yeah.
These guys might be making $100 a game. They don't give a shit. They'll throw down and knock someone's teeth out. They don't care. It's fun. It's fun to watch. So
he said the sweaty foot smell is putrid.
Oh.
And and this is Spanky's fault, I just started watching Bob's Burgers for the first time ever.
Yeah, that is.
And there's an episode where one of the daughters is obsessed with the newest building next door, and they're doing some kind of, and literally every time they walk in the door, it's talking about the stinky feet, sweaty feet smell.
Yep.
I can't
Yep.
even. Blech. No, thank you. Blech.
See, my thing with that is I get it, they're little boys, but God, they just and their pads it just soaks into. I mean, you don't think like it's seriously it's like 30 degrees in there, right? So you don't think they'd get that sweaty. It's cold as fuck, but
But
they
no, they
sweat.
do.
It's hard work. That kid, he when they were doing practice at night, I almost had to carry him to bed every night.
I break out in a sweat roller skating. I can't imagine what
Oh,
these
my
little
fat ass
kids are
breaks out in a
doing.
sweat. Put my shoes on. Kidding
Well,
me?
true story. Same here.
I'll
I
do
had to
this
walk a
tall.
flight
I'll
of
be able to do it
stairs
all.
into the VA the other week and
Ugh,
sweaty and.
the VA. Well, and I
Well.
think that I need to go actually take. I need to go to the VA tomorrow. I got one of those fat person sleep machines, the CPAP one,
I do too. I have one of those.
and I think that I don't know. I didn't use it for a little bit, so I don't know if it didn't dry out or something. If there's like something in it, but it's like I think that's
Mm.
part of what making me feel so gross. Maybe I'm
Oh,
just
that's
sick.
not good.
No, but I haven't used it in a
Or
couple
maybe you haven't
weeks.
cleaned out your CPAP.
I don't even know how to do it. I'll probably just throw it away and get a new
Oh.
one. I don't even know. They'll give me a new one.
Mine's new.
Mine
New.
was new.
I forget to use it. I have a phone call with them tomorrow
Ugh.
for my like follow up, and he's probably going to say, "You know that it sends messages to us. We know you haven't been using it."
Yeah, maybe that's why they haven't called me for my follow up.
I use it occasionally when I remember.
So mine, I like the little strap that goes behind your
Mhm.
ears. It's sharp.
Mhm.
And it starts
Oh.
out fine, and I'll be sleeping. I'll sleep for like 2 hours, 3 hours, and it starts cutting into my ears. And so I
Now
like
that's
rip
not
it
cool.
off, and I throw it on the freaking floor, and then I go back to sleep because waking me up at 2 in the morning is about a bad
bad
idea.
idea.
Yep.
Mhm.
And
There
so
you
then the
go.
next morning, I'm like, fuck this thing. I'm hanging up on the bed, and then I'd go back to work or whatever. Ask your wife to watch it. She's smart. And no one will disagree with my wife being smarter than me. I broke out in a sweat crack in a beer. Probably. I know I do. Sweat. Yep, I
I
sweat
haven't got
breathing.
that bad yet.
I do.
I just can't walk stairs. Stairs kick my ass every time. I cannot walk up and down stairs. Well, down, I'm
He
okay.
said he is in excellent physical condition. Not to blow his
Well,
own horn.
good for you, Heath. Show off.
Get them to fit me a different mask. They gave me like 2 of them, and neither one of them have really worked for me. The
They
ones that
sent me
just
like
go in my
8
nose,
different ones.
they sent me 2, and the one that goes all over my face works fine for breathing, but it cuts in my ears. But the ones that
But
go
you need
into
a
your
different
nose,
strap.
the ones that go into your nose, I can't catch my breath. I just
Oh, I can't either.
Yeah,
I end up
fuck that
trying
thing.
to choke myself.
Yep.
Yep. And it makes me paranoid, so I can't sleep.
Yeah.
I keep waking myself up every
Yep.
hour. And that's awful. That's worse than the snoring. So
Yep.
screw you.
Well, and I don't know my wife. So we got a new bed, and that's the reason I went. We got a new bed. We got one of those purple beds, and it's amazing.
Oh, is that any good? I've
It's
heard about them.
Amazing.
But now, is it like really firm, or is it like laying on a cloud?
Medium.
Oh, okay.
So you've got in the middle of it, like not on the very edge, but like in the middle of it, you've got ours is 3 inches of this material, right?
Mhm.
And like my bony butt, it just kind of you sink into it and it conforms around you. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then if you get too much, then it turns hard. It kind of like gets harder the closer you are to the foam underneath it, or the springs
okay.
underneath it. So it's
Okay.
kind of It's not like you just fall into it and you're drowning kind of feeling that really
Mhm.
soft.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
kind of fall into it. You lay in it for a minute, and it just kind of it's nice. It's right about the right for me to lay on my back and have it like hold my butt up and hold my back up. Does that make sense?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
So it works out.
So you're
great.
not getting that. You're not getting that little dip where
Nope.
where it's putting too much pressure on your low back.
Nope.
Good.
So I do need
That's
to get a
good.
different mask. So I'll maybe talk to the VA guy about that, or see if there's a way to do that.
See if they've got a different head strap, because sometimes they can just change out your head strap.
Well, and I have
Because I've
two,
got like 4 different types of head straps that
and maybe that
go
is a different type of head strap for that.
interchangeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That may be
actually
all
thought
it
about
is.
putting like some tape on it or something, but I don't want that tape in my hair when I wake up. I
You
don't
have
know.
hair?
We'll play
What?
with it. What?
Said you have hair? What?
Oh, on the sides, like over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you do
Enough
have
that
some
I don't
over
want
there.
tape in it.
I get that.
Yeah.
I
So,
wake up in the morning and my hair's like this from this stupid thing.
ooh, a heated blanket on a recliner with a memory foam window.
Memory foam pillow,
Or
you
memory
mean?
foam pillow, yeah. Here in Des
Heated
Moines,
blanket.
they go through a ton of
That's
them
where
and
you
make sure you
sleep?
get. I did that for a long time. I had a weighted blanket.
I've heard those are cool too. Spanky was telling me about.
Yes, they're an acquired taste. I'll say that about them. They're an acquired taste. If you are okay, kind of being held down, you're fine. Like actually, like 2 or 3 of my kids have them too, and they're great with them. But I think the people who don't like being, or the people who like freak out if they're confined,
Would be a bad idea.
it's a bad idea.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I just have a regular old, but my bed, now I have a new mattress and it's a pillow top mattress, but I have 2 of those like 3-inch memory foams on top of my pillow top. I cannot have a firm mattress. I have to, when I get on my bed, I need to be able to sink into it, or I'll wake up in the morning with such bad back pain. I mean, I can't even get up.
Well,
I have to have some kind of squishy.
Right. So those purple ones, and I'm not trying to sell them. I'm not.
Yeah.
Someone just messaged me or trying to sell them. I'm not, dude. Look at me. I don't give a shit. If they want to sponsor me, hey, what's up? Give me a free mattress.
Right.
But anyway, they have the different thicknesses of the foam. It looks almost like just like a square grid that kind of collapses on itself. And the thicker the grid, the softer the mattress. If that makes sense. Like you get more give if you have, like, I think they go to 4 or 5 inches and then all the way down to like 1 inch. And the 1 inch is firmer than like a 5-inch, if that makes sense.
I need to get like some memory foam for this chair of mine here at my desk.
Yeah, I'm thinking about wanting to get one of those like heated back things. That's my car. The only reason I use my heated seats in my car is my back hurts.
I can't use heated seats in cars. It makes me feel like I peed my pants.
Oh, well, don't pee your pants. Can you just use the back? Mine, I can just use the back.
Maybe. I'll have to check into that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It might be that high speed.
Oh, I'm talking about tape my chest here again. Noob. You know what? Maybe we should do that next week or sometime. Sometime we'll have a chest hair discussion. We'll have a body hair discussion. We don't.
I'm like a hairless cat, so I will have to step out of that conversation.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm not at all. This
is it. This is all the hair you're gonna find on me.
If you're gonna,
and the rest,
If you're gonna walk my happy trail, you better pack a lunch. Just saying. So I sleep on a big ass leather recliner half the night. You know what? Like I said, I did that for quite a while. I had a really nice recliner after my second wife and I split, and I would just sleep on that. I had like I said, I had a big weighted blanket, and I'd play Xbox in my recliner, and I'd drink beer and smoke cigarettes, and then I'd get tired and I would get my deal and I'd fall asleep just because that was the only way I could sleep for a while because my back was in such a way, and my knee, I had so many knee surgeries right in a row, and I just couldn't sleep in a bed. That's the problem I'm having right now too. So my wife and I have had a king for as long as we've been together. We downsized to a queen because our bedroom's kind of small, so you can have to, like, one of us has to climb over the bed, and we're like, if we get a queen, then we can actually have enough room on each side for both of us to get in the bed.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Except her and I, like, if you looked at our old mattress, there was like 2 very obvious divots where we each slept and didn't really come into contact at night. So now she moves and like touches me, and it freaks me out because I haven't had that in years, you know. So I have to get used to that.
He's like, ah!
Yep. Which is fine.
I love you, but don't touch me while I'm sleeping.
That's her response. That is literally what she tells me. You're fine. You can stay over there, but don't touch me. I'm like, you touch me. But
yeah, well, that's okay.
Oh, explosive cigarettes. Yep, Dick, explosive. Dick used to take my cigarettes.
Did he put the little things in the end of them?
Yep.
So they.
He would take the tobacco out, like when I'm in the shower or whatever. He would take the tobacco out and then put like a lady finger in there, and then fill it back full of tobacco.
Nice.
Yep, he's a fuck. My son refuses to even have a bed. He has a huge couch in his bedroom. You know what? One of my kids, they would kill for a futon. That's like all she wants. Rachel, my daughter Rachel's, all she wants is a futon. She's like, I have a futon. Can I have a futon? Can I have a futon? No, you can't have a futon. It's dumb. You have an actual bed.
My son's 28, and he wants more room in his room for his computer setup.
Yep.
So he literally has a couch.
You know,
he sleeps on a couch. It's a big, oversized couch.
I did that for, you know what? Like I said, I basically lived in my living room for a long time. In that house I lived in Lead, it was the windows in the bedrooms. I had 2 bedrooms upstairs and like the big living room,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the windows weren't the best. So in the wintertime up here when it's like fucking 25 below and windy, those bedrooms
Mhm.
would get really cold. You couldn't keep them warm,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So I would close those bedrooms off, and I would just sleep in the living room. So I'd sleep. Well, like I said, I liked my recliner anyway. It's good on my back, but
Man, he says a pile of beanbags. Have y'all seen those new beanbags? They're like
yes,
beds.
the Big Joes or whatever those are called. Those things are
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, I'd
Those
like to
things are
have one of
amazing.
those.
I had a girlfriend that had one of those one time. It's not as much fun as you think. Because you get like they need to have like a cover on them or something because that vinyl gets like sticky. Does that make sense?
Well, the ones that they have now though, those big ones, I mean, they're like soft and cushy, and the covers for them are like real like sheepskin and
Oh,
oh,
Kaz says he
I
saw an
want one
ad
of
for a
those.
human-sized dog bed. That would be
Hey,
phenomenal. Like Dick
well
said,
there you go.
Dick said you lived on a couch in our house. I did. I did have a couch in that house. I had a hide-a-bed, and I had like 2 mattresses that I acquired from somewhere. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
Quinn says, I'm a restless sleeper. No telling where the blankets and pillows will end up by morning. I do not move. I am like a dead person when I sleep. I am like vampire. People have
Yep.
said I just this is me.
When I did my
I
sleep
don't
study
move.
at the VA, they said that they're like, how did you not move at all? I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know, I don't
Yeah.
move.
I don't know.
But when it depends for me, it depends on how comfortable I am.
Yeah.
With my back
Same.
being all fucked up, if my back's in a way, sometimes
I have to get on my side.
I have
Yeah.
side or my
Yeah,
belly
same.
or
But
and just rotate.
my problem with my side is I have really bad hips. I have really bad arthritis from time in the military. And yeah, if I'm on my side, it can be bad.
Yep. Phil said he had a day bed for like 10 years when he was a kid, and when he got older, he ripped the back off it because he kept getting his legs and arms tangled in it. my
Phil!
I have a son. God, I can just keep telling stories about my kids. He he I don't know if this is embarrassing or not. I don't know. Whatever. He doesn't know. You're gonna be me anyway. He sleeps. He calls it a cold. So he used to have a day bed, and it had like the metal nails on it. Well,
Mhm.
he would hold on to that and put his face on it, and that's how he fell asleep. That cold on his face. So now he has like a can of Mountain Dew or something in the fridge, and he has to hold that. He has to like cuddle that to go to sleep.
Hey, whatever helps him sleep, dude.
You know, it's kind of embarrassing when he's like going to hang out with his buddies. He's like a middle schooler. And
Eh.
they come over to the house, spend the night. They're like, "Why do you have a can of?" For a while, it was like a can of Coors Light. I was like, I should probably not have that down here. But as long as it doesn't blow up, I told him as soon as it blows up, I'm going to freak out. If he, because it gets like all wrinkly, and if he drops it on the floor and it fucking explodes, I'm going to freak out.
Maybe you should just like empty it and fill the can with like a is there a way to like cut a can open and like fill it with like an ice pack, one of those squishy gel ice packs, and then like tape it and then stick that in the freezer every time?
Oh, I could just put it in the fridge, and when he gets up, he puts it in the fridge. That sounds
Yeah,
way
then it's
easier and
just
cheaper than cost.
recyclable or
I wonder maybe. Well, he wants it metal though. I was like, maybe we could tape it like so it doesn't blow up. Let's see. Captain Wayne says he used to set a heart rate alarms if sleeping in hospitals because his heart rate would go too low. They'd wake me up
oh
asking me if he's
damn.
okay. I don't.
Oh
It's
damn.
just fine. Tell him to flip his pillow over the cold side at night. Yeah, I wish that worked. I've tried that.
Yeah, I've even tried buying those pillows that say they're cooling pillows, and no, it doesn't work.
No,
They get hot. I
No.
don't care who you are.
no, they all do, which is fine.
Yep.
It's whatever.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, it's whatever.
You had some feel good story you wanted to talk about.
I did. I thought we'd do a little something on Wednesdays. I thought maybe just, shine a light on some cool people.
Yeah.
Some cool people that are in the military. We're big on the smoke pit, being junior enlisted. And so I looked a few things up, and the one for tonight that I have, and this is the reason I think it really struck me as such a feel good story, is because this guy was in the military a very long time ago. And he apparently is a World War II veteran and a POW. Dan Crowley, and he finally got recognized for his bravery. It says right here, It has been 80 years since Sergeant Dan Crowley first entered the Army at the young age of 18. But the World War II veteran and prisoner of war was finally recognized for his service and sacrifice in January of 2021.
Mm.
And it says he was stationed at Nichols Field in the Philippines before the United States even ever entered World War II. But the day after, um, the U.S. declared war in Japan following the attacks on Pearl Harbor, they attacked the Philippines and the U.S. Army bases, and they included Nichols Field. And he was never recognized for what he did. He was assigned to an aircraft unit. He was not trained in he was not trained in combat. He leapt into action. He and his fellow soldiers improvised using antiquated British machine guns that they had on hand, and they created a powerful air defense. And so in 2021, January 2021, he was officially promoted to the rank of sergeant and presented with the POW medal and the Army Combat Infantry badge.
Oh.
And he had this to say: "Courage means to me that when the time came that you were called upon to do the right thing, you did it." Isn't that awesome?
That is awesome.
That
That's
is freaking
fantastic.
cool.
That's
all those
fantastic.
years back, and this guy, and here he is. He was honorably discharged in 1946.
Wow.
And here they are. Never notified him about his promotion. He never knew about it. Here he goes and gets promoted January of 2021, all these years later. That's pretty freaking cool.
Right.
That's the stuff I like to hear about.
Yeah. That's really cool. I'm actually really cool about that. That's awesome.
That is super awesome. That made me feel good when I read that. That touched me.
Yeah.
I like the old dudes. My granddad served 32 years. He started out in the Army Air Corps, and then he went to the Air Force. Came in private, made his way all the way up to E6 in the Air Corps, then went to OCS and made his way all the way to lieutenant colonel when he retired in 1971. And he never talked to me about the military until I joined the military.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the cool stuff he has shared with me. He passed away, unfortunately, back in 2020 at the ripe old age of 98. But I love those kind of stories.
Yeah,
I
those are
love to
amazing.
hear about these guys. They're the ones. They're the ones who paved the road for all of us.
The greatest generation. I love when they're referred to as that. Oh,
yeah,
because they are 100%.
Oh,
100%.
100%.
Those guys
Yeah.
are studs. And
Oh, Dick's out.
Uh-oh. Great
Says
night.
he's got to get going.
Oh.
Patriot Guard. I hear a ton of them. Oh, I would love to do Patriot Guard. I would
Yep.
love to be an escort on Patriot Guard.
I
that would make me so happy.
Maybe I'll have Dick on one night talking about the Patriot Guard. Once we kind of get established a little bit. Once we get established a little bit, I'll introduce my Dick to the world. And he can,
as you should.
And he
Everyone
can tell us about the
meet your
Patriot
Dick.
Guard and kind of spill some tea on the old radar there. The cool thing about me, and this is the cool thing about me, like I really am an open book about this stuff. Like maybe, and I think you are too. Like when we tell these stories and talk about this stuff, we're genuine. Because if it brings a smile to your face or kind of helps take a little bit off you, or help somebody feel a little bit better about what they're going through, like maybe they're struggling with things like shooting pen flares at kids or running convoys or, being sexually assaulted. Like none of like we're there to help. And we're there to help kind of get people through that stuff. And, we might sound like we joke about it a little bit, but, if people struggle with that stuff and we want to make people okay about it. So that's why I tell my story, and Dick's got some stories about me, pretty sure about it. I know he does. I for sure know he does. And there's some other guys that got stories about me. Maybe they'll come on, kind of bullshit with us. But like I said, Dick has been a Patriot Guard writer for, I wish he was still on. I think he's been a Patriot Guard writer for about 5-6 years.
I would freaking.
And he's like a ride captain and stuff, and he's really big into that. And
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
A buddy of mine here, she does a lot of stuff, and I want to say again, don't quote me, that might be one of the things that she's involved in, and she's vice president, I think, of our VFW, maybe. Something, I don't know. She's heavily involved in all that.
Yep.
And I'd like to have her on.
Yep.
She's great. This chick, she's awesome.
Let's get this going a little bit where we're not fucking up so bad. Because I really don't want to bring another person into this. I can't. We don't need all that. We don't need all that.
It'll be down the road, but it'll be
bit.
nice, you know. Yep. It'll be nice.
But what I really want, the overwhelming scheme of this show is I really want everyone to come here, bullshit, be comfortable, and share stories.
Yeah.
And if they don't have stories, whatever, listen to our stories. I don't give a shit. If it helps you get through something, great. That's what we're here for. We're here to help vets. We're here to help people get through whatever they're getting through and provide a service, a bullshit service, nothing else.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You think probably start wrapping things up, huh?
Yeah, we're doing a good 8:45 here in Texas.
Yeah. Well, by the time
9:45 on your side.
By the time we get about done, we'll be close. The PGR are very active here. Patrick Grad Riders, very active here on the Mississippi coast. I see them quite often at vet interments at the Biloxi National Cemetery and involved with the VFW Honor Guard here. Cool. That's awesome. I wish I had time. And actually, so my program does a lot of veteran-based stuff. Here we don't have a lot of Patriot Guard riders. What we do have is the Legion riders. And they do a lot of that same escorts for funerals and whatnot. And I would like to, I've done a couple with them, and it'd be kind of cool. Maybe now that we, weather is permitting, be kind of cool to get with them a little bit. So, but yeah.
We have a large group here in Texas, a huge group here in Texas.
Yeah.
But you have to think where I'm located at. I mean, we've got, the cemetery in Killeen. We've got the big Fort Sam cemetery. I mean, there's a lot of military stuff right here in Central Texas. So.
Biloxi.
Biloxi,
Mississippi. Sorry, I'm bad with names.
Hey, isn't that where Bubba Gump was from?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, ALR is heavily involved. Yeah, I love that shit. I love that people are involved because I don't know how to put this with sounding morbid about this, right? But I remember as a child, people my dad's age being Vietnam vets. And my dad's age, that his peer group are still Vietnam vets.
Yeah.
So back when
my parents too.
When I was 5-6 years old, my dad was in his 30s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now that I'm in my 40s. There's a lot of OIF veterans that are 30s, 40s, 50s. We're getting up there. And I remember my dad's buddies and all of them would get together and they would be in the VFW. They'd have their VFW meetings or Legion Rider meetings or whatever. And they took care of the World War II guys. Right? They did their funerals. They did their honor guards. They did their ceremonies when they, missed a medal or a promotion or whatever. You saw those Vietnam guys standing there. Well, now those Vietnam guys are our World War II vets. They're those guys that are struggling. And it sucks because I see those people that are like my dad's buddies and they're just so strong. I remember them being so strong, and now they're like getting their knee replaced and can barely walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we had an event in Austin up in Round Rock this past summer, and there was a whole group that they recognized that were all Vietnam vets. So, and looking at them, it blows my mind because my dad passed away when he was in his 40s.
Yeah.
So I haven't really had that age of a father figure around, somebody in his 60s, 70s, and seeing these guys, and it's like, wow.
Well, and we look at these things, right? We see, these guys. It's so weird. It's like a blink of an eye. I remember my dad being 28, 29 years old, and like had all of his buddies running around the VFW or the Legion Hall and all that, and now they're in their 70s. It's and like you said, sometimes they lose them in the 40s, and we're losing guys to suicide and to we're losing guys to burn pit bullshit, and we're losing guys to all this other fucking toxins
crazy stuff.
Yep. And so it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
We have to take care of those guys, and then maybe in 20 years, little Private Radar, his buddies, his peer group will be doing the same thing for us, and it just continues to go. Those. I know. I remember the VFW being the place to go when I was a kid, and that place would be packed full. My grandpa, he lived at the VFW. They had Coors. They had Coors down there for 25 cents a can, and he'd go down there with $1 and drink with his buddies, and then he'd fucking drive home. Probably shouldn't do that now, but whatever. You know what I mean? But like I said, he'd go down there with $1, and he'd get 4 beers, and he'd hang out, and then he'd go home. Like these guys, But now you go to the VFW and it's fucking empty. There might be 2 guys in there bullshitting in the corner.
We have a huge, really nice one in there's really hardly ever anybody in there, and it's sad.
Yep. So we should, sorry, we should take care of these things like Patriot Guard riders and American Legion riders and the VFW honor guards and stuff like that, because someday, sucks to suck, is going to be us laying there, and I really hope that our kids' generation can see the importance of that, of no veteran left behind, and how much we suffered and struggled to help the people ahead of us, and they do the same for us, and it just continues. So I think on that sombering note,
it's the good trickle down theory.
Yep. So and if you don't do it, just do it once. Just do it once. Go to the National Cemetery every day of the week. We have a National Cemetery in Sturgis. Every day of the week, they have 3-4 funerals. Just stand there and watch. Stand there and watch. It's eye opening.
It's sombering
and
eye opening.
It is
all at the same time. Yep.
So, and we're gonna be there someday. Sucks to suck, but that's False Alarmy's back. Well, dude, I just was talking good shit about you, so there's that. He's back just in time for me to wrap things up.
There you go.
So
just in time.
Yep. So it is Wednesday night. You've been listening to Smoke Pit with me, CQ. Or shit. Of course, I'm gonna fuck this up. The one thing I did right for 5 years. With me, Radar, and her TZ. I want to call you TQ. I want to call you TQ, and I know that's it. TZ. TZ, not
that's
TQ.
Me.
He's on Tuesday nights. What's my name?
Yes.
It's my name. Anyway, so her, me, Wednesdays, Smoke Pit. We've been here. It's been a good time. Now, tomorrow night, you've got Ice and a co-host. Sarge time. All things active duty, National Guard, reserves, big army. Maybe we'll talk about tanks. Maybe we'll talk about fucking PT tests. Maybe we'll talk about beards. I don't know. I thought that was funny. I don't know if you heard it. I'm not going to get into this, but the new Russian general is losing his shit because the guys have beards. He's trying to get them to shave. All the Russian troops are like, I'm not shaving. I'm in Ukraine. Fuck you. Funny.
Right. Fuck you.
It doesn't. You know what? Kind of makes it relatable. Those guys are getting fucked the same way we do. Anyway, back to the story.
Yeah.
Friday Night Freedom.
Friday Night Freedom, and I'm not on there this Friday.
Nope. Pookie will be back. Kaz and Pookie will be there. Saturday night, day of no scheduled activities. Don's a day. Go enjoy your family. I'll be at a soccer tournament. I'm sure about it. I have a birthday party to go to. Sunday night, sports bar.
Yes, sports bar.
Yep. The Real King Smith
coming
and
at
Coach
us this Sunday.
will be there on Sunday. They have a football game they can't name. They're talking about, I think, some other stuff, maybe hockey,
some other things,
all kinds of stuff. This is actually a pretty busy year for sportsing. So
yeah.
And
the season finale is approaching us quickly, and
well, and the Premier League soccer's back going, all that stuff. So yeah, it's good times.
Yeah, and then baseball's fixing to kick off again.
Oh yeah, baseball.
Yeah. Hey, I love me some baseball. So
they're
gonna be busy.
I used to love baseball. Man, they have really made a way to make it last fucking 6 hours a game, haven't they?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
I love it.
They need to speed it up just a little bit.
I need to
just a little bit. I understand it's a game, they spread it out a little bit, but come on. It doesn't need to be a whole fucking...
You want some speed baseball.
It doesn't need to be a whole work day. Just saying. You're putting in overtime just to watch a baseball game. Now, Monday, the afternoon Monday edition, Ice and Shipwreck.
Yes.
Talking about current events. Maybe they'll talk about tanks. Maybe they won't. I don't know. Who knows? That's a long ways away. There might be a whole new bunch of bullshit for them to talk to you by Monday.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep. And then Tuesday night, you've got CQ and random guest co-host for Pop Culture Warrior, my old show. I still have a really big place in my heart for CQ. He's helped me out immensely with this. Him and Ice.
Well, that's why you can't stop using his name.
I can't. But only part of it. TQ.
Just TQ.
TQ. I don't hate that.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. Now, that swings back to us next Wednesday, right here, episode 4. That's a month. That's a month worth of episodes.
A whole month.
That's amazing. We're doing amazing.
We might have to have like an anniversary. I could get real girly.
I'm not.
Could get real girly.
I'm not a high schooler. We're not celebrating our 1 month anniversary. Sorry about
Fine. Pee in my Cheerios, mister.
You know what? If you want to wear a tiara or a crown or something, you're more than welcome to.
Ooh, I have one of
You
those.
should see. I knew you did. I knew you did.
I'm gonna wear my crown next week. I might
you
even have a
should.
new shirt.
Nice.
I'll even drum up a new shirt just especially for next
Yep.
week.
Dick said you're gonna have an anniversary shirt. That's right.
Yep.
That's 100%.
I'll get an anniversary shirt. That'll work.
So, like I said, I am recording. I'm recording a podcast tomorrow with Gunner Main Radio. So check out their Facebook. I'll share their stuff on the Radar page and on the Smoke Pit page, so you can check them out. They're on Spotify. Check them out. I said they're really nice guys. I've been talking to them. They sound great. Their podcast is new. They don't have $1,000 microphones and computers and all that shit. So don't give them too much.
Don't hate.
Don't hate. I've been doing this for fucking 6 years, and I finally got a decent camera. So, just saying. So they are great guys. They really want to help veterans, and that is what matters. So when I record that and when it comes out on Spotify, I will get with Ice and we will share it on all the things. And please listen to it. Please look them up on Facebook. Give them a like. Give them a follow. All that stuff. So
excited.
Yep. So we need to work on like an out.
An out?
Yeah, like an outro.
Okay. Well, let's work on that.
So for TQ, for TZ.
TZ.
Yeah, we got to say something.
All right. Well, I could do what I did Friday. If you're not there, you're not there.
That's right. So, yep.
That was my words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. Yeah. What'd you learn? A lot of radio shows do that. What'd you learn? I like that. I think we should do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, there might be fireworks. So yeah. Thanks for coming.
We're not setting
guys.
anything on fire.
Not yet. There is a Radar page. If you look on the WTF Nation radio page, it is linked in the post for the Smoke Pit. So, yep. So, and we love you too. So, thanks for coming, everybody. It's been a great show, and we will.
It's been good.
It has been good. It's been fun.
Yeah.
So, thanks for coming. I'm glad we didn't have the technical difficulties we had last week, and we will try again next week.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Smoke them if you got them.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects and mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
WTF Nation Radio.
I stood there in that middle of church with a bottle of gin in my hand. I'm looking up at the rooftop like I'm trying to find my long lost friend. My days turn to nights, my nights turn to weeks when you're living life on the road. I'm halfway back to New Orleans with a few more drinks to go. I said, tip 'em on back. Well, let's tip 'em on back. I finally made it back to Bourbon Street, picking some of them old night bars, hoping I could find myself playing music on my guitar. For the kid around, they all shouted out as the drinks began to flow. I pulled out that old guitar, then I showed them how to do-si-do. I said, tip 'em on back. Well, let's tip 'em on back. With a bottle of gin in my hand, looking up at the rooftop like I'm trying to find my long lost friend. Days turn to nights, but nights turn to weeks when you live a life on the road. Halfway back to New Orleans with a few more drinks to go. I said, tip 'em on back.